It hurts me, but I'm gonna put her D. I know I'm biased. This is my video. Let's discuss in the comments. But hear me out. This is why I think she's S. Hello, it is so lovely to see you here. In today's video... Actually, wait, this is wrong. Okay. In this video, I will be ranking the Sailor Senshi, but I will not be ranking them by their henshin version. I'll be ranking them in their civilian version, which I guess this outfit doesn't make sense for this video, so hold on one second. Okay, that's better. When I first decided I wanted to do this video, I intended to like write everything down, but then I decided like I just want this to like come from my heart or my brain, so not scripted, and we're gonna rank them from S to F. I think some of my rankings might be a little bit controversial, so please be kind in the comment. Let's have a fun discussion, you know? Maybe you guys can change my mind about where I rank them. I've always wanted to do a Sailor Moon video. I couldn't figure out how I was gonna incorporate it, but I thought about watching everything. But the last time I watched, I got super obsessed and then I wound up getting a Sailor Jupiter tattoo. So I don't wanna get any more tattoos. So I thought maybe like ranking them who they are in their civilian form. The reason why I'm doing civilian is because I think like when they are the Sailor Senshi, they're all kind of like on the same level because they're fighting bad guys, but I think the civilian is like where their personality comes out and kind of like where you get the favorites, least favorites. I went to Japan in 1992, so I used to watch the Japanese version, and my friends or my mom's friends would record it and send videotapes back to America, and that's how I would continue watching Sailor Moon. And then I think when I turned 25, I found them all on YouTube. So I watched from Sailor Moon to Sailor Stars and then just got like super obsessed. I'm just gonna include the planets. So I'm not gonna include the starlights. I'm gonna include like from Pluto to Sailor Moon. I think that's also why I wanna do the civilian, because I feel like every iteration or every season of Sailor Moon, whoever came on that season was stronger. So like my personal favorite is Sailor Jupiter, and since she's like Inner Senshi, so in Sailor Moon S, Uranus and Neptune were so much stronger than the Inner Senshi. I'm also going to use the Japanese pronunciation of Uranus because I'm not trying to get stitched by pronouncing the American way you would say that planet. So when I say Uranus, I'm not going to say it. So I think we're going to start like the farthest planet out with Setsuna. I'm also going to say all their names in Japanese because I only watch the Japanese version, so I don't even know what Setsuna's name is in the English version. Setsuna I think I would put at a C. They don't really give too much time to like really get involved in her character, but she is nice to most people. She's obviously like the oldest one, so she's just like more of that mature older sister. Obviously her priority is Chibiusa, but she gets along with all the other girls. But yeah, like her as her civilian form, I don't think she's on the screen as much as when she is a Senshi. Next is gonna be Michiru. This kind of kills me to put her where I'm gonna put her because I personally love Sailor Neptune. Like Sailor Neptune is like number 2 for me, but Michiru herself, I think I would put her D. I think she is kind of like self-centered. She's all about her like music. She doesn't trust a lot of people. If you're not Haruka, like you're just kind of, you know her just only on like a surface level. She doesn't really try to integrate with the rest of the group, but she is a great musician. Maybe it's just like the artist in her that just, it makes her this way. But yeah, I think I would just, it hurts me, but I'm gonna put her D. Please don't come for me because I do love Sailor Neptune. Next is Haruka. I'm very torn on putting her in like a C or a D because I think she kind of has the same like standoffish surface level as Michiru, but there is a bit of a softness to her where I think she is a little bit more friendly with the other girls, but she obviously has favoritism towards Michiru. And then she has this like fondness, protective vibe with Usagi. I don't think that carries on to the rest of the girls, so it's like kind of like, it's still the Michiru Haruka show. So where do I put her? I think I'll put her at a C because I don't think she's as self-involved as Michiru is, but she definitely has her favorites in the group and she would sacrifice some of the others to protect Usagi or Michiru. And next is Hotaru, which is my best friend's favorite. I feel very weird ranking kids. Like I'm gonna feel this way when I get to Chibiusa, but I think with Hotaru, I would probably put her at a C, like a C plus B minus because we don't really get to know her too well. You can tell that she's kind, but I think maybe because of the way her father raised her to kind of be secluded, she just has a hard time opening up to other people. So maybe that means I put her at a B. We're gonna put her at a B because I think maybe she's just like a little bit socially stunted from her upbringing, but you could tell like she's kind, she has a sweetheart, and she just wants to like make friends. If I'm going by the plans, next would be Makoto, but we're gonna go Chibiusa because she kind of lands where the inner Senshi's already been established. And I feel bad ranking kids because having kids, I know that the emotional regulation is not there. You know, just like things that you would normally have developed socially is still not there. And Chibiusa is so little. She doesn't know of a time when she was not royalty. So like if you think about the inner Senshi, they all grew up on Earth and then their memories came back that they actually were the Sailor Senshi, where Chibiusa comes out of the sky and she knows that she is from royalty, so she's always been treated royal. So like I want to take all that into account, but I'm still gonna put her at a F because when you think of it in the ranking of all these girls, she definitely is the lowest. She's kind of a brat, she's kind of spoiled. She definitely has her favorites and will treat others poorly in favor of the favorites. She just is like a little annoying. But again, it's just like, I feel bad because at the end of the day, she's a kid and she is acting as a child. Okay, so now we're back in the inner Senshi and we'll go by like when they appeared on the show. The next would be Minako. And Minako, where would I put her? I think this is where it's going to start getting hard because we know so much about these girls. So it's like if I put her at C with Setsuna, where I put her at C because we didn't know a lot, but I'm putting Minako at C because of her personality. I don't know if that makes this an accurate rating, but I would put her at a C. I put her at a C because I think she can be a little bit self-involved. You know, she was Sailor V for a while. She also wants to be a singer. So she has her own ambitions. Not to say having your own ambitions makes you a bad person, but I don't think she would necessarily go out of her way. Like, I don't think she would like really inconvenience herself for another person. I could be wrong. That's just like the impression I get. And then next is Makoto, which is my favorite. And I'm going to put her at S. I know I'm biased. This is my video. Less discussed in the comments, but hear me out. This is why I think she's S. One, she doesn't really have too much conflict. I think she leads with her heart, which often gets broken by guys. She's always there to take care of the other girls if they're sick. She's like making meals. When she kind of was like an outcast in her first episode, she still would offer her lunch to Usagi. So I feel like she doesn't hold grudges. Like I know there was one episode where Minako and Makoto got in a fight, but it just seemed just like, you know, they were able to like squash it in an episode. And that's why I'm gonna put her at S. After that is Rei. Rei, I'm gonna put her at a B. You know, she's quite fiery, so I went back and forth about if I wanted to put her lower, but I think her intention is good. Like a lot of the reason why she gets upset is because she gets frustrated that no one's like listening to her intentions. She did go on a date with Momo-chan, but that was like during the time when Usagi didn't like him, like thought he was annoying. But in the same breath, when she was Sailor Mars and Usagi's Sailor Moon, they both lusted over Tuxedo Kamen, but we're not talking about Senshi, so, but I just want to put that out there and someone's like, well, actually. And then we have Ami-chan. Ami-chan I'm going to put at an A. She is quite studious and I think a lot of her priorities is education. I don't think she makes anyone feel bad about how much smarter she is than the other girls. And then you can just tell that she cares about everyone. She's also like very gentle natured. It's funny when I think about like, they always kind of pair Jupiter and Mercury together because it's like brains and brawn, I think. That's like how I see it. And then Venus and Mars because it's like love and war. It's just funny that my top two is Makoto and Ami, and they're typically usually like paired together. Okay, I'm gonna brace myself because this might be a controversial take and so I might get some hate, but I'm gonna put Usagi at a C. Now hear me out. I'm putting her there because she is kind of like bratty, like Chibiusa. She's also lazy. I do appreciate that she sees the good in everyone. A lot of the new people that get the side eye from the others, she just is very open to like making new friends and just seeing the best in people, and I love that. But the part that is a little problematic for me is that sometimes she goes a little lone wolf because she sees the best, and it's like she will get in arguments with the others or put others at risk for this new person. I know, like, in hindsight, because we know everything that happens going forward, that she's doing the right thing. But I think when you think about, like, if she was your friend and she will go rogue and like do something that you've asked her not to do, I think some people might find that problematic. But yeah, putting her at C because lazy complainer, but then she just has like a warm heart, so it kind of balances right in the middle. But I think a lot of people are going to be mad that I put her at C because I'm sure majority of people think she belongs higher. But yeah, so that is my ranking. I think a lot of people will disagree with me, which is fine. I used to be on like the Sailor Moon Tumblr back in like 2011. I was always in the minority because I shipped Seiya and Usagi together more than I did her and Mamo-chan, because I just don't think Mamo-chan treated her well. I would like to know what you guys think. Let's keep it nice and respectable in the comments. I obviously have a bias. I also rank these on what is important to me as a friend. So maybe these things are not important to you. You know, everyone is different. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. I would like to try to incorporate more Sailor Moon on this channel. One of the things I would like to do is thrifting clothes that look like Sailor Jupiter's, or not Sailor Jupiter, Makoto's clothes. So maybe that's something to come in the future. I don't know how long that will take because her clothes I feel like are not going to be easy to find. And yeah, that is it. Just a silly video, but I felt like with as much as I love Sailor Moon, I needed to have a video on my channel. If you are new here, it would mean so much if you were to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button. I know my content is all over the place. I feel like the longer I do this YouTube, the less niche I get. Yeah, I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.